Man, don't no nigga want no old washed up ass bitch, man. What nigga don't want a young man? Huh? You don't like it, eat my man. Straight up. You heard me? What nigga wants something that been, you heard me? Don't nobody go, man, nigga have emotion. We ain't going to the used car line, man. What the But see, that don't be nothing but that washed up shit on that, like, man, hey, yeah, nigga damn near, yeah. Nigga old enough to be your daddy, yeah.
Oh my God. My question to you guys, are you interested in washed up women? In fact, what is a washed up woman? In today's video, we're going to explore what a washed up woman is, and the question still remains, are you interested in washed up women? Spoiler alert for me. It does not depend on her age, it depends on her actions. Now, let's get into these 3 video clips that I have for you guys, and then let's actually have this conversation. Before we do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Bertrand, and I am the coolest dude on the planet. Confidence and clarity is the goal, so let's get it.
This is like my 3rd serious relationship, so I was like, this is the one. They say the first one is love, the second one is trial and error, and the 3rd one is it.
Yeah.
So I was just
I call this relationship damage or relationship trauma. Let's continue.
like, oh, I'm done. I want like a family. I want to be married. I want children, you know? Oh no, shit. I said I wasn't.
I know this is the strong and independent woman, but the mentality is what's important here, right? Because some women think that they don't have to choose between a career and a family. But as you get older, you realize that you chose one or the other. Let's continue.
Am I pretty?
You're so beautiful.
No, but it's just that reality consistently. It's just that consistent reality of like,
Let's be honest here. I don't think her issue is her being pretty, because, I mean, she looks pretty, but is pretty enough? When you get older, I don't know.
no matter how much I talk, I'm still not where I want to be, you know? And it's like 2 things can be true. I'm doing great in my career, but like I still want that other side. And I think I always want that other side is because of where I'm from.
There is somebody on a different podcast in this exact same moment who has the white picket fence in the family and doesn't know herself. She has all these unrealized dreams. She has forgotten to even ask herself what matters to her. And she's crying because she's like, how am I ever going to find my purpose in the world? How will I ever find community? How will I ever find the thing that lights me up?
Shout out to the host right here. This was a great way to change things around. Basically, what she's informing all women, I don't know if they're catching it, but what she's informing women is that they're never satisfied, or that they cannot be satisfied for a long period of time. Let's continue to listen.
I think that we put this bizarre pressure for things to happen in a certain order, but I just want to acknowledge all the ways that you've made dreams come true for yourself, that you have made historical dream come trues for yourself.
Thank you.
The fact that you're in the probably top 1% of podcasters, and you're doing it with somebody who loves you and who cares for you, and that's a healthy relationship. That was one of the things you wanted to talk about. You're like, oh, like,
That's not the relationship she's looking for. She just said she wants marriage and she wants children. So now that we understand a little bit, or we got a little bit here, let's get into the next clip. Most of us don't want to be this guy, but it's important to see.
Physically attracted to each other.
100%. I am 100%. Like, I tell her every single day.
Like, I'm just a bit behind and slower. Like,
So you
Whoa. No man wants to be in this position right here, including him. This is a wake-up call. This is also what happens when you date a woman before she gets washed up. We're going to talk about what that is, or what that means, but let's continue.
you are physically attracted to Devani.
I think he's an attractive man, yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't think Julia Ruth is answering the question.
She's not. Are you physically attracted to your husband?
Again, no man wants to be in this position. Most men, especially husbands, want to know that you're attracted to me. right? Because who knows? He might not have the money. So he probably led with love, right? And romance. So in his mind, he thinks she is attracted to him. But let's move on to the third clip. This one is probably going to be the most eye-opening. So let's go.
I saw on social that our vagina, quote, disappears as we age. WTF. Is that true?
So the first thing to know is your vagina.
Whoa. Okay. Look. Whoa. Listen, I don't know, but something tells me we're going to find out.
Vagina is the tube on the inside. The vagina is where the tampons go and where the babies come out of. What disappears, so the tube of the vagina doesn't go away. But what disappears is the outside tissues, and that's called the vulva.
Okay.
So the vulva is the clitoris, the labia majora, the labia minora. And the clitoris and the labia minora are adult structures because of hormones. So what happens in midlife is that your hormones go down to the point where, and I don't think a lot of women know this, or men, that post-menopause, so when you're done reproducing, your estrogen is lower than that of a man's.
If you're not
taking a hormone
estrogen,
replacement therapy. Yeah. Like people do not realize that because they don't know men have estrogen. And then they realize, whoa, I must really have a low amount of estrogen if he has more than me. Right. So when the estrogen and the testosterone go down, the labia can resorb or disappear. And that's where the question came from. The clitoris can shrink. The clitoris can atrophy. Arousal can become more difficult because blood flow also goes away.
Oh my God. Did you guys hear that? It can shrink and it can reabsorb and it can disappear. Now, fellas, I gotta ask you guys this because this is something that you have to let roam. This question is a great vetting question. Anytime you hear a woman speaking, is she telling me the truth or is she telling me how she feels? Now, when it comes to a guy like Kevin Gates,
Man, don't no nigga want no old washed up ass man. What nigga don't want a young man? Huh? You don't like it, eat my man, straight up.
I don't think he's telling us 100% of the truth. I think he's saying what he's saying because of the woman that he's currently with. But I will say this, the fact that he is a famous rapper, the fact that he is a known rapper that has some money, or at least from the outside looking in, it looks like he has a lot of money and he can get away with presenting to a young woman that he has a lot of money, he can get that young woman. So then the question turns into, is it worth it to have an old washed up woman? Now, here's the question. What is a washed up woman? In fact, before we answer that question, let's get into why you would want a washed up woman or you don't want a washed up woman. For me, again, it really depends on where I'm at in my life. It also depends on her actions, right? Because there's some women that are just a joy to be around. And then there are some women that are completely miserable to be around, no matter how old they are. But I will say this, and older women, I don't know if they understand this yet, or maybe they just don't care. But the majority of men desire peace, not nagging and arguments. And we can also see from this last clip that a woman's sex drive may actually go down or just completely go away. The woman said that because the clit absorbs or reabsorbs or disappears, it's much harder for her to be aroused during sex. Now, with that being said, most men, I don't care how old that man is, most men want sex. So the hardest thing about being in a relationship or being with an older, washed up woman is she may not want to have sex, or she may not want to have sex with you. Meanwhile, the younger woman is looking to enjoy life, right? She still has that wow factor, right? Meaning you take her somewhere. This is a new experience for her. She's never done this before. But the older woman has already done these things. This is why older men usually want younger women, because where he's at and where she is more of a match, meaning he can wow her. She's easier to impress. For some strange reason, women think that men would rather take the harder path. Women think that men want a woman that's hard to impress. The only reason why he would want a woman that's hard to impress Really, I can't think of one right now. The majority of men want to feel like the man. And for whatever reason, when that woman is wow, meaning her eyes are big and she's bushy-tailed, what that usually means is she's hot and she's ready to go, right? She's wet, she's splashing, she's ready to get it on. Whereas the older woman, especially the girlfriend or the long-term wife, they may come up with excuses as to why you're not getting any, even if you've taken her on the trip, even if you've outdone yourself. This is one of the reasons why men are also shying away from marriage. Now, the dynamic between the younger man and the older woman is an interesting one because usually the younger man is leading with love and romance, right? He's doing and saying all the things that the woman wants to hear. His issue is he doesn't have experience and he doesn't have money. Now, when I say experience, we're talking about in the realms of financial success, investments, stocks, insurances, real estate, businesses, opening a business, having money, not having money, how to get more money, right? Like all of those different things. That is the experience that young men usually don't have. And maybe I'm just projecting or speaking for myself, but I've dated older women, especially when I was younger. And that was the main thing I really didn't know about. And so I kind of learned a lot of my financial or let me say, I started to ask financial questions based on the things that I would hear women say or mention in passing or in conversation. So let's talk about what a washed up woman actually is. She's past her prime, she's irrelevant, and she's miserable. Now let's go through this a little bit deeper. She's given up on self-improvement, meaning she no longer cares about what her body looks like. She's kind of just accepted it and she realizes, or she knows. The next thing that shows you that you're dealing with a washed up woman is her bitterness, right? She leads with being bitter, constantly nagging, constantly fighting, right? Older men do not want to deal with this. Younger men think that they have the energy to deal with it, and they do for a certain amount of time. And my final piece of criteria for a washed up woman is her loss of inspiration. This means that when you look at her, you see her as a chore. Like when you're around her, when you're in her presence, you're no longer inspired to do great things. You are more on the side of giving up, not wanting to be alive anymore, or literally looking towards the younger, fresh, more hot and ready woman. Now, just for the record, yes, a man could be washed up as well. But fellas, I need y'all to understand something. Women don't usually call a man washed up. They usually call him broke. They usually say things like, he thinks he still has it. But here's the thing, women say that they don't date based on what you look like. So again, that first question that I said to you guys is she telling you the truth or is she telling you how she feels? Now, understand, feelings constantly change. This is why I encourage you to get your money right, to get your mind right, to get your body right, and to get your spirit right. Make sure that you're energetically where you want to be, because if you're not, dating and trying to have a woman is going to be extremely hard. But with all that being said, I got a question for you guys. Did I leave out anything? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Because Kevin Gates said nobody, and I mean nobody, wants a washed up woman. So do you agree? Comment your thoughts under this video. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, and thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe for more confidence and clarity. See you guys on the next video.